Unmuted right now.
Unmuted.
Okay. Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Everybody online. Shabbat Shalom. Everybody in class.
Okay.
Mute that. Right. So this is the Hebrew Chosen Elect Shabbat service. Shabbat reading. We're going back into Exodus. We finished chapter 3. So this week we're going to pick back up at chapter 4. And we probably read all the way down to 10. Most High willing. It's not a lot of extra stuff to go into until we go into the plagues. So that's what we'll be doing today, dissecting the plagues of Egypt. Most High will. And, going in depth with that, how they correlate to, showing how they correlate to the plagues, correlating to different gods that the Egyptians were serving in the 10 plagues. So most likely, I think we'll be able to get to that. But obviously, we're going to pick back up, like I said, in verse 4. So before we get started, quick announcements. First announcement, we're going to start with Book of Jonah 2 and 8, because once again, we're in another worldly holiday weekend. Who knows what holiday it is for the world? Young ones. Somebody already said Memorial Day. So another lying vanity. Jonah 2 and 8 said, they that observe lying vanities forsake their own mercy. So yeah, the obvious ones: Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Valentine's Day, all based off of idolatrous practices, but also your 4th of July's, your Memorial Days, your Thanksgivings that was given to us by the oppressor and conqueror of the Americas, and the people who brought us into slavery, who the world calls the European Caucasians, but the Bible calls the Edomites. All these holidays that we follow in the world are lying vanities if it's not of the Bible. So they that observe those forsake their own mercy. What mercy? That mercy the Most High gave us by giving us his only son as a sacrifice for our sins. That was the most merciful thing to be done to the children of Israel, and following these stupid, silly, folly days that were given to us by our oppressor and don't have nothing to do with the Bible. They're garbage. They're vanity. So we celebrate the high holy days according to the Bible and the new moons. Next new moon is May 29th. It says May 28th, but that's the day off. Wait, slide here. May 27th. Gotta update this. May 27th would be the next new moon. We're in May, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up what month we're in when we know they just give us lies, and it's really not the 5th month. It's the what?
3rd.
2nd, ain't it? Is it 3rd yet?
2nd.
Yeah.
2nd month. See, you lose track. Anyway, that's my point. But yeah, so we're in May, right? So you got the next new moon, which will be May 27th, and then we also have the next holy day, which is first fruits, which will be June the 6th. Online. June the 6th will be celebrating first fruits. Then after that, that's the last holy day till I think Tabernacles. Trumpets, like it. Right, which is in the fall. So in the meantime, in between time, then after the Pentecost, Hamashiach Yasha'Allah Hebrew Summit, 22nd Hebrew Summit in Atlanta, June 26th to the 29th. Is getting close, and I hope everybody that watches is able to make it. I know we're going. Yakinan, you know if you're going yet? Y'all going? Y'all not? Kalak, y'all still going, right? Undecided? Khan? Okay, so we know we're going. Anybody watches online, I hope you've been saving. Put money aside, setting that in order, or if it's still time. So, most side willing, we'll see everybody in Atlanta for the Hebrew Summit. Contact information, you can contact me through Facebook at We Are Israel, Gamaria Yashala. You can contact Brother Yakinan at Brandon Daniels, Yakinan Maccabee Yashala, both on Facebook. Also, if you're not part of our group, please join the Rise of the Chosen Facebook group. You can also follow us and view our content, old and new. Like we're on live right now through YouTube at HCE Red Pill Reality and ACE Reloaded. Both are on the screen. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe our content. Help to spread this word. You never know who might come across it that's never seen it before just by one simple share on social media. So like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channels. With that, that's it for announcements. And we'll go ahead and get into our reading. Book of Exodus, chapter 4. And verse 1. But actually, just for a recap, it's in the middle of a conversation. Let's start at chapter 3, just to run smoothly into the conversation. Verse 14. Let's just do 14 down, run it into chapter 4.
Start 13.
Verse 13?
Yeah.
All right, start 13.
And Moses said unto Yahweh, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, Yahweh of your fathers have sent me unto you, they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And Yahweh said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, have sent me unto you. And Yahweh said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, Yahweh thy power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, The power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you, and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. Mm-hmm. And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt. You shall say unto him, Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, have met with us, and now let us go and beseech thee.
The power of the who?
The power of the Hebrews.
The power of the Hebrews. So we talked about it a little bit last week. Some may say, yeah, we're not Hebrew Israelites. We're just Israelites. We're just Israelite. We're the Israelites, but you're also Hebrews. Nothing wrong with saying you're a Hebrew Israelite. Over and over again, Moses saying, God said, go to Pharaoh and say, I'm the God of the Hebrews. So there's nothing wrong with identifying as a Hebrew, right? So y'all know what I'm talking about. They don't like to deal with the Hebrew. It's like, the most important thing is keeping the commandments. But this is part of our culture too. Hebrew does matter. I mean, Christ came and stopped Paul in his tracks on his way to Damascus and spoke to him in what language? Hebrew. So like it matters. Yeah, we might not have it down perfectly. It'd probably be open to us. Maybe it sounds a little bit different, but listen, the Most High knows your heart. This is one, Christians say the Most High knows your heart, but they want to do wickedness. But we're striving to get our identity back, our culture back, all of it. So he sees the effort that we're putting forth to, dealing with the language that he spoke to us in, right? So just on that, you can keep going.
Let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to Yahweh our power. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go. No, not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after that, he will let you go. And I will give the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall come to pass that when you go, you shall not go empty, but every woman shall borrow of her neighbor and of her that sojourneth in her house jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 4, verse 1.
Okay. Right.
And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice. For they will say, Yahweh have not appeared unto thee. And Yahweh said unto him, what is that in thine hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. And Yahweh said unto Moses, put forth thine hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand, and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. That they may believe that Yahweh, the power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have appeared unto thee. And Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
All right. So he turned his hand leprous as a show of a miracle, right? Turned his hand white as a show of a miracle. Go ahead.
And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
In this part, either movies don't, I don't think movies deal with it. Did the one with Charleston, that's his name, they ain't even deal with it, right? Because Prince of Egypt, I don't think they dealt with it. And they can't deal with it in a movie, so they just leave this part out, because what miracle would it be if this happened, right? Is it this on the left, Charleston Heston looking cat, or is it this brother on the right, right, with brown skin and stuck his hand and it turned white? Now it's like, oh, then put it back, it turned brown again. Which one is more believable? The second one, obviously. Yeah. That's why they don't put it in movies. They just go around this one. Like, picture Charleston Heston. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Charleston Heston putting his white hand in his shirt and then it coming out just maybe a little more white. Now, it wouldn't. You can put your hand in water and do that. Just let it sit in water. If he put his hand in water, just let it sit for about 20 minutes, took it out. No big deal. It looked just like that.
Clam A.
Yep. But see, Moses being a black man, like the scriptures say, describe Israel, being made from the dirt, like Adam, right? That's a miracle to see. Oh, I'm brown and my hand turned white. Now I put it back and now my skin's brown again. So he did that to show him that it's definitely him, and that he basically need to get going. And all this is going to come to pass. Who can do this? If I'm not God, who can do this? Right? So we can keep going. I just wanted to touch on that. Verse 8.
Yeah. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice, that thou shalt take of the water of the river and pour it upon the dry land. And the water which thou takest out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue.
Yeah.
And Yahweh said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, or the deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I, Yahweh? Nor therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say. And he said, O my Lord, send I pray thee by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Moses. And he said, Is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee. And when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart. And thou shalt speak unto him and put words in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be with thy mouth and with his mouth. And I will teach you what ye shall do. And he shall be thy spokesman unto the people. And he shall be, even he shall be to thee instead of a mouth. And thou shalt be to him instead of Yahweh. And thou shalt take this rod in thy hand, wherewith thou shalt do signs. And Moses went and returned to Jethro his father-in-law, and said unto him, Let me go, I pray thee, and return unto my brethren which are in Egypt, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, Go in peace. And Yahweh said unto Moses in Midian, Go return to Egypt, for all the men are dead which sought thy life. And Moses took his wife and his sons and set them upon an ass. And he returned to the land of Egypt, and Moses took the rod of Yahweh in his hand. And Yahweh said unto Moses, When thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he will not let the people go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
My firstborn.
And
so hold on. So firstborn, what does that mean? Obviously, oftentimes it means first actual born. We know Jacob wasn't the firstborn, right? Esau was the firstborn. Even we see it other times with Isaac. Was Isaac Abraham's firstborn? No, Ishmael was. But this is the Most High's firstborn, which he doesn't go off of our statutes and the way he put things for man, right? So firstborn, what does it mean? It means firstborn, literal case. Then it also, I'm going to read the definition from the Hebrew lexicon, and it reads, firstborn, whether of men or of animals. In the former case, it refers to the eldest son of a father, as the eldest son in many things took precedence of the rest. But then in a metaphorical sense, it is used of anything which is chief or first of its kind. So the Most High already had planning everything out before even the creation, already had it that Israel would be the chief of all the nations, the chief of all the people. So that's what it means. Israel is my firstborn. Even though Esau came first, even though Ishmael came before Isaac, firstborn also means it has the literal sense of being firstborn, first to come on the earth, but then also it has a spiritual or metaphoric use, which is anything which is chief, first of its kind. Like example in Job 18:13, the firstborn of death. Another example, the greatest of deadly maladies. For disease may fitly be called by Hebraism. Oh, disease. Just another example. Disease may fitly be called by Hebraism the son of death. Like it's not literal, it's metaphoric. It's what's the word? Metaphoric or symbolic, figurative or symbolic. So that's what it means when he calls Israel his firstborn. So we can keep going. I just want to throw that in there. 23.
Verse 23. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. Mm-hmm. And it came to pass.
So another thing, if it means the chief, basically the best, you think about it, he could have been killing off, like he says he's going to kill the firstborn of Egypt. So if the firstborn wasn't the favorite or the chief, he probably wasn't killing that one of the Egyptians. He was probably going through killing the chief of the children, right? But yeah, he said he would kill the firstborn. But we see that it has the literal sense, and then it has the metaphoric, figurative sense. So I'm just saying, just throw that in there too. You can go ahead.
Verse 24, and it came to pass by the way in the end that Yahweh met him and sought to kill him. Then Zipporah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son and cast it at his feet and said, surely a bloody husband art thou to me.
This is another example of why it might not be too expedient to be taking women of other nations, even if they're humble and meek and they look good and they listen. They don't love the ways of the Most High. They like Zipporah, she called Moses a bloody husband because the custom that she had to keep. Right? It goes beyond that. They don't like what we believe in. Remember, what we read earlier today? Psalms 83. The other nations are enemies of God. When David prayed, he said, your enemies have taken making a tumult, right? The other nations don't like the ways of the Most High. So even if like you deal with women of different nations, like if you're not there 24/7, right? Seeing that everything is done to the T, the way the Most High wants it, they're going to trickle in little bits of their culture, little bits of their religious beliefs, right? Like that's what they do. So you see it when you read this. Zipporah, she was mad that she had to go circumcise the baby. She called Moses a bloody husband because of it. Just showing that they don't like our ways, right? So go ahead.
So he let him go. Then she said, a bloody husband thou art because of the circumcision. And Yahweh said to Aaron, go into the wilderness to meet Moses. And he went and met him in the mount of Yahweh and kissed him. And Moses told Aaron all the words of Yahweh who had sent him, and all the signs which he had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the children of Israel. excuse me, Aaron spake all the words which Yahweh had spoken unto Moses, even the signs in the sight of the people. And the people believed, and when they heard that Yahweh had visited the children of Israel, and that he had looked upon their affliction, then they bowed their heads and worshiped.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Chapter 5, verse 1. And afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is Yahweh, that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not Yahweh, neither will I let Israel go. And they said, Yahweh of the Hebrews hath met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto Yahweh our power, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword. And the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do ye, Moses and Aaron, let the people from their works get you unto your burdens? And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and ye make them rest from their burdens. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, yea, ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick.
Yo, you think about it. What if imagine if we all started to follow the Bible, keep the Sabbath day, like imagine us as a whole nation started putting in that religious exemption for Saturdays at Walmart warehouse or the Walmart store or Amazon or the hospital, Sam's Club, all the different shops at the mall. Like imagine that Israel like just woke up all of a sudden. It was like, yeah, we got to start keeping the commandments. We ain't supposed to be working on Saturday. Oh, we got religious freedom. Brought in that exemption. Yo, something would change. Like some rules would start going into effect. Companies would start saying the hell with your religious exemption forms. Something would happen because it would be like, what did it just say? Rest from their burdens. Mm-hmm. Let the people said, the people of the land now are many. Right, because it's so. Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land are many, and you make them rest from their burdens. Because that rest is affecting, now it's affecting my economy. Now it's affecting, like, as a whole nation, it's affecting our riches. We ain't having that. That can't be. But so they would start denying that. They would just start calling up the lawyers like, look, they can take us to court. But somebody gonna work. Y'all can't all have the Sabbath off. We're gonna have to take this up to Capitol Hill and figure something out. But go ahead.
And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, ye shall no more give the people straw to make bricks, and therefore let them go and gather straw for themselves. And the tale of the bricks which they did make, therefore, ye shall lay upon them, ye shall not diminish aught thereof, for they be idle. Therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our power. Let there more work be laid upon the men, that they may labor therein, and let them not regard vain words. And the taskmasters of the people went out with their officers, and they spake to the people, saying, thus saith Pharaoh, I will not give you straw. Go ye, get ye straw where ye can find it. Yet not aught of your work shall be diminished. So the people were scattered abroad throughout all of the land of Egypt to gather stubble instead of straws. And the taskmasters hasted them, saying, fulfill your works, your daily tasks, as when there was straw. And the officers of the children of Israel, which Pharaoh's taskmaster has set over them, were beaten and damned. Wherefore have ye not fulfilled your task in making brick both yesterday and today, as they're heretofore? Then the officers of the children of Israel came and cried unto Pharaoh, saying, Wherefore dealest thou thus with thy servants? There is no straw given unto thy servants. And they say to us, Make brick, and behold, thy servants are beaten, but the fault is in thine own people. But he said, Ye are idle, ye are idle. Therefore ye say, Let us go and do sacrifice to Yahweh. Go therefore now and work, for there shall no straw be given you, yet shall ye deliver the tale of bricks. And the officers of the children of Israel did see that they were in evil case. After it was said, Ye shall not diminish aught from your brick of your daily task. And they met Moses and Aaron, who stood in the way as they came forth from Pharaoh. And they said unto them, Yahweh, look upon ye and judge, because ye have made our savor to be abhorred in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants, to put a sword in the hand to slay us. And
so Pharaoh and them decided, like, basically it's like chopping off an arm and saying, yeah, keep doing the same work. Like, you was cutting my grass, and you was trimming my edges, and you was tending to my plants, and now you want a day off, and then cutting off, like, okay, I got you, taking the arm away and saying I still need that same amount of work done. And if we all went and put in them religious exemptions, they'd figure something out like that, right? Now all of a sudden prices of every milk is $30, or now, okay, we're just gonna start taxing y'all more. And it'd be something to make everything grievous for the children of Israel, to the point where we turn around like, y'all want us to follow God, keep the Sabbath day. Look what it did for us. That's what we were doing back then. Because the Egyptian Pharaoh was entreating us evil because we wanted to sacrifice to our God. It's the same spirit today in modern Egypt, with both sides, with those in power and with us on the bottom. Right? Go ahead.
And Moses returned unto Yahweh and said, Yahweh, wherefore hast thou so evil entreated his people? Why is it that thou hast sent me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in the name, he have done evil to this people, neither hast thou delivered thy people at all. Then Yahweh said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh. For with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and said unto him, I am Yahweh, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty. By my name, Yahweh, was I not known to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers. And I have also heard the groanings of the children of Israel.
Hold on real quick. Read verse 4 again.
And I have also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers.
So this is before even the plagues happened, right? And the Most High is making it clear to Moses, I've established my covenant with the children of Israel, right? To give the land of Canaan where they were strangers, the promises from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? When did we go into this covenant? Just a quick little Q&A. When did we go into the covenant that he established already before even bringing us out of Egypt? Huh?
Abraham, right?
No. There wasn't no Israelites when Abraham was.
Oh, okay.
When did Israel go into this covenant? the 12 tribes of Israel go into this covenant. Because he came and saw Abraham, established it. He came, established it with Isaac. He came, established it with Jacob, Khan. But the children, when did the 12 tribes of Israel go into this covenant? In the wilderness. Yeah. Like, remember, he poured the blood on us and we agreed to the covenant. Yeah. That's when you go into covenant. When it's presented to you and you agree to it, like a contract. The contract is drawn up. Then maybe a week later you come into the office and you sign it. Right? Right? Okay, so this contract was already drawn up. We in a sense, we didn't sign it until the wilderness. That's when we agreed to the covenant. That was in the wilderness after coming out. But it says he already established this covenant with them right now in Exodus chapter 6. Just it goes to show, right? Christ died to establish the new covenant. And this is what Christians get confused. And some Israelites. So, he died. The old covenants getting old, ready to vanish away. He died. The new one's established. We're in the new covenant. But we're not. It was established by his blood, but we're not in it yet because the new covenant involves laws being written on our heart. Boom. That ain't happened yet. Right? It involves not having to teach your brother. We just came from doing what? Teaching our brother to come and serve the Lord, know the Lord, right? That's new covenant. The new covenant involves never going into captivity and being taken from the land again. Are we in the land or are we in captivity? That's 3 strikes. We can't be in the new covenant. But yes, it was established. It's already set. Yahushua died for this new covenant, but you can go back to Exodus and you can see, yeah, we didn't come into this covenant yet, but it's already established. When we get into the wilderness, we see Israel agreeing to this covenant, right? But here it's already established, showing that it can be already set, and then later on, we come into it, right? So that's just something that I wanted to bring out on that, just to show with Yahushua how people debate over this. Are we in the new? Are we in the old? Yeah, the new is established, but no, we're not in it yet. It's simple. All the prophecies didn't come to pass. And it involves literally not ever going in captivity, taking it from the land again. So how can we be in it in the land of our captivity? Like, that makes no sense at all.
You can't, because we physically in captivity in the land and captivity as well. It's being trodden down by the Gentiles.
Yeah. Like, here's an argument. People get confused, right? The curses were a part of the old covenant. So if you're in the curses, you're in the old covenant. Nah. If you actually really think about it and look at it, the curses were another way of saying now you're not in covenant. You've been taken out of covenant because you didn't keep the covenant. That's what the curses is. And that's why Yahushua died to establish a new covenant, but we're not in it because we're not in either covenant, if you want to think about it. We're in curses. Now we're in the state of coming back into the covenant. The same way, if you look at it, is serving the Egyptians in Egypt part of the covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob? No, the covenant was, I'm giving you these blessings. So when we don't get the blessings because of disobedience, we're leaving the covenant. So them curses, if you really look at it, they're showing you what happens to you when you leave the covenant, when you disobey the covenant.
When Christ came and started walking the earth, we were still under the curses. And when he died and left, we were still under the curses.
Yeah, and he prophesied and said they really gonna come on because now all y'all getting wiped off the land. Everybody's gonna be scattered because, like you said, we was in the curses, but we even was on the land. Christ died and said, y'all are leaving the land. The new covenant says you won't get taken from the land again.
So where do
yeah.
Christians get that when Christ died, we're no longer under the curses? Where's that scripture at?
You know, because Christianity is. Let me find a verse that will sound good. Okay, this is doctrine. It don't matter anything before it, anything after. That's how Christianity is. It's like they went through the Bible and said, okay, let's create this great religion where the people believe they're serving God and then also believe they can serve themselves. And go through, oh, that looks good. Don't matter what's before, don't matter after. Oh, that's good. Don't matter what John 3:16. Doesn't matter what verse 1 said, doesn't matter what 14 said, just verse 16. That's it. No matter what comes after. That's doctrine. That's Christianity. And it's a sign of the last times, like we was talking about earlier today. The people would be following seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. It's a doctrine of devil. Lying, speaking lies and hypocrisy. Let's take little clippage from the scriptures. Let's lie about what they mean, and let's make sure that they benefit people's serving their own pleasures, because then the people they're gonna come to that. You're gonna cleave to something where, okay, I'm serving God and myself. I don't gotta live with discipline. I don't gotta have discretion, rules. What? Sign me up. Sign me up. We're in the new covenant.
All I got to do is go to church on Sunday and say I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm not doing it again.
I got my money. Got my golden ticket.
If we're gonna sing, don't forget we're gonna sing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And catch some kind of Holy Ghost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna catch us. We're gonna catch us, spirit. We're gonna catch a spirit, all right.
Yeah.
They in there twerking.
I know, man.
Twerking for Jesus.
That's what they say. Drop a love for Jesus. Come on, man.
You see them doing the fans now in the church.
The fans.
Yeah. Throw them fans. Yeah.
What is it?
Boots on the ground.
It's a song called "Throw Them Fans."
Yeah.
No, boots on the ground. You know.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah. That's all.
All right, I'm gonna look it up after. Because I remember like months ago I played that one song for y'all from Beyonce. Y'all remember?
Mm-hmm.
How's it go? Like drop it for like a church girl, something. I don't want to look it up again. It's called Church Girl, but the lyrics like drop it. It don't matter. It's off. It's off as hell. But again, unless you got something to add, we can go back.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 6, and verse 6. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am Yahweh, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgments, and I will take you to me, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a power, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, your power, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you in unto the land concerning thee, which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give it you for an heritage. I am Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Go and speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go out of the land. And Moses spake before Yahweh, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh hear me, who am of uncircumcised lips?
So he has mentioned this to God earlier, and now he's saying it again. Who am I of uncircumcised lips? What does Moses mean by this?
It means he doesn't speak eloquently. He stutter a little bit. He's slow of speech.
Mm-hmm.
He not good with words.
Right. It simply means he isn't skilled in persuading people by the tongue. Like you said, For example, the way pastors deceive the masses today using smooth words mixed with silly theatrics. So, with that couple of examples, this is what he meant by that. Moses meant that he wasn't skilled in basically he wasn't a skilled public speaker. Wasn't skilled in convincing people by his speeches.
It was a pastor that I heard. I forgot, he a new dude on the block. I can't remember his name. And he said he was stepping away from Islam, which is a good thing. But he said as soon as he left Islam, he went and go eat some pork fried rice. Right. So you're gonna say Islam is not a good religion because they said you can't pork when the Bible says you can't pork, but you're gonna say that your excuse to step away from Islam is eating some pork fried rice in your motivational speech.
Man,
that's the first thing you did when you left from Islam.
And the Quran is the one that gives you permission if you're hungry enough. That's crazy.
He was just greedy. He wanted that pork fried rice.
That's crazy.
It's what's called with burning inside.
I forgot what dude's name is. He asked for some money so they can get his own church too. Black dude.
The same Muslim cat, ex-Muslim. So okay.
He said he had went down with it.
Hold up.
In his motivational speech.
A couple videos. The first one's Michael Todd. So Moses, he wasn't a Michael Todd. This is what he meant by not
most people are mismanaging themselves. We're showing and glorifying one of the most beautiful pictures in the world. It is the picture of heaven on earth. We're talking about kingdom coming down. God chose the marriage to be that sign for him. But half the people that get into it, they quit it. Even with love. Even with relations. Some of y'all get into a marriage relationship because it's going to be a duplicate of the toxicity that was in your family. And so before we get to a relationship with somebody I love, we need to deal with the relationship with the people you hate.
Sweet, so let's do sweet. But this is what Christianity offers: smooth, sweet.
Because what's happening right now is everybody is glorifying marriage, and most
those sugar boys know how to talk good. And then what do you have? The people now. We follow this. We follow this. And Moses knows we follow this. And he's like, man, I'm not a good speaker like that. They're not gonna want to follow me because I can't captivate them by theatrics. I can't captivate them by the speeches that Michael Todd gives.
See, these guys are educated, man. They put them through seminary school and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They miseducated.
Yeah. Well, they got them educated the way that they want them educated.
And they take public speaking classes. Like, you know, they got classes for that.
Yeah.
They got classes.
if the season changes, you
always
may
about
need
the
to
season.
depart from the relationship.
Black people love to hear
Some of y'all
about the
have
season.
summer friends in the winter. This is what some of us look like relationally. We're putting on clothes in the summer or people in the summer that were made for the winter.
Look
Hit me with
here comes theatrics.
115 degrees. If I showed up like this in 115 degrees, y'all would have thought he lost his mind. This is what you look like. Posted next to them. Steady going after that relationship. It's not that it wouldn't be right in one season. It's just wrong in this one. Some of y'all are experiencing things you never should experience because you have not acknowledged. Listen, all you have to acknowledge is not that this is fine. This looks good in the right. If the season changes
in the right season,
you may need to
and with
depart
that
from the
smooth
relationship.
speech, what they gonna say? The laws are good if in the right season, in the right context. When's the right context for thou shalt not? When's the right context for thou shalt? Oh, you got to be in season, brother. See, you trying to keep them laws. You're teaching the people to keep them laws. It's like putting on 2 coats. They in the crowd like, oh man, he broke it down. He knows what he's talking about. Smooth speech. Who's with it? God is with it.
a man of God.
Yeah. See, if Moses spoke like this, if he was had this skill level of speech, he said they would listen to me. Pharaoh, everybody listen to me. If I just come with the theatrics, smooth speech. Like I think this is the video. TD Jakes is going to show you what it looks like to become anointed.
Oh God!
This is how it looks.
Wondering in my mind, Jesus, you're a young man.
No, it's the next
You're
one,
30
but
years old.
still.
Why would you call a crippled woman who could in no wise lift up herself and say to her, come here? She can't. Come here. God will ask you to do stuff that you cannot do. Because when you try to do it, there's a miracle in doing what you cannot do. He will ask a man with a withered hand to stretch forth your hand. He will ask a dead man to come out of the grave. Stop
Jesus.
Oh God.
Did away with that. TD has got it.
Wondering in my mind, Jesus, you're a young man. You're 30 years old. Why would you call a crippled woman who could in no wise lift up herself and say to her, come here, when you know she can't? Come here. God will ask.
See, I can't go to the children of Israel and tell them, God wouldn't tell you come here if you're crippled, if knowing that you're crippled. And what is he talking about? TD, you're doing too much. You're doing way too much. You got swallowed. And here's what happened after he got caught for getting swallowed. He passed the ministry down to his daughter. And this is what it looks like getting anointed. At least this is what we believe. This is what we believe getting anointed looks like. Come out and talk Bible and read from the Bible and only make points that's backed by the Bible. Oh, that ain't it. God didn't send you, but God sent this one. This is who God sent. I need these theatrics.
Watch what TD Jakes does to his daughter, and then watch something crazy his daughter says.
It is not by DNA. It is not by birth order. It is not by favoritism or nepotism. If I did not know that the hand of the Lord was on you, I would never do this. As Samuel's horn of oil anointed David, I so anoint you. And with every drop of oil,
look at his hand shaking.
On your head,
gotta be the Spirit.
May the strength and the power of the Almighty God rest upon you. Rest upon your life. Rest upon your life.
So if I'm honest, while I was studying, something came to mind, and I didn't even know if it was proper to say. But I felt like in order for Zacharias and Elizabeth to stay faithful, that they had to be willing to forgive God.
But TD and Sarah Jakes are actually Christian teachers.
They had to be willing, and somebody's sitting in the audience.
TD Jakes does to his daughter,
because she did that whole like giving her deepest thoughts and crazy. It's a skill. It's a skill involved in wickedness.
They build them up, send them all to these special stupidary schools and
stupidary.
You know.
Mm-hmm. They teach them. They build them up. They teach them how to deceive, how to lie, how to deal with this, what commentator to go to, not what scripture. Oh, don't worry. Look, when you come across this question, because the scripture says this, somebody gonna hit you with that. But look, no, just go to this commentary. See, he's gonna explain it. Then the people gonna say, oh yeah, he's a scholar that said that. He's got to know. He has 5 degrees, right? Yeah. But yeah, so that's what Moses was saying when he said, what did he say? Read it again. Verse 12.
Verse 12.
That's all he meant, that he's not one of them cats.
When Moses spake before Yahweh, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me, how they shall Pharaoh hear me, who am of uncircumcised lips.
Right. Like these cats ain't gonna listen to me. I just speak straight up. I don't have the skill to just orate and bring fancy speech and convince people by that skill. So verse 13, go ahead.
Verse 13, and Yahweh spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel, and unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. These be the heads.
And the Most High, did he say, hey, say it like this, say it like that? Now he gave him the same instructions. Look, go, listen, you're doing good. Go tell them what I said. And that's how we're supposed to be today. We can't worry about the scoffers. We can't worry about the non-believers. Romans 3:3. And what if they don't believe? Is God's word without effect? God forbid, right? So same thing Moses said, go, hey, go tell them what I said. Go ahead.
These be the heads of the fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanach and Pelud, Hezron and Carmi. These be the families of Reuben, and the sons of Simeon, Jemuel and Jamin, and Ohad, and Joachim, and Zohor, and Shaul, the son of a Cushanitish woman.
Canaanitish.
Shalakia, Canaanitish woman. These are the families of Simeon, and these are the names of the sons of Levi.
So far, the elders that go to speak with Moses to Pharaoh are Reuben and Simeon. Go ahead.
And these are the names of the sons of Levi according to their generation: Gershon and Kohath and Merari. And the years of the life of Levi were 137 years. The sons of Gershon, Libni and Shimei, according to their families. And the sons of Kohath, Amram and Izhar and Hebron and Uzziel. And the years of the life of Kohath were 133 years. And the sons of Merari, Mahali and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their generations. And Amram took him Jochebed, his father's sister, to wife, and she bare him Aaron and Moses. And the years of the life of Amram were 137 years. And the sons of Izhar, Korah and Nepheg, and Zikri. And the sons of Uzziel, Mishael and Elzaphan and Zithri. And Aaron took him Elisheba, daughter of Aminadab, sister of Nahshon, to wife. And she bare him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. And the sons of Korah, Isir and Elkanah and Abiasaph. These are the families of the Korahites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took and Salakia. Yeah, and Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him of the daughters of Putiel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites according to their families. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, Bring out ye children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies. These are they which spake to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron.
So the elders of Reuben, Simeon, and Levi, that's who went to speak to Pharaoh in Egypt. So why not everybody else? They just must not have been ready yet. Right? Or, maybe it's just them. But I just thought that was something of note, that he gives you the elders that went and spoke, and it was the elders of Reuben, Simeon, and Levi. You don't give us anybody else. But so where we at?
26. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies. These are they which spake to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron. And it came to pass on the day when Yahweh spake unto Moses in the land of Egypt, that Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, I am Yahweh. Speak thou unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all that I say unto thee. And Moses said before Yahweh, behold, I am of uncircumcised lips, and how shall Pharaoh hearken unto me? Chapter 7, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his hand, out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. For Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them.
See, another thing with Christianity, I don't understand why people can't just understand, like, the end don't come with rainbows and lollipops. It's coming with destruction. And it's of his will. He said he put it in Pharaoh's heart that he won't hearken. And that it's so that he's going to bring out Israel with a strong hand. This is the Most High will. Like it's saying Wisdom of Solomon, they have to accept of their enemies' destruction, judgment. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, right? So, and that's every time. Every time the Most High ends the kingdom, it's with destruction, right? The Assyrians got destroyed by who? Babylon. Babylon got destroyed by who? Persians, Medes. Persians went down by who? The Greeks, the Macedonians, right? The same thing with today. When he brings forth the children of Israel, modern day Egypt, it's going to be the same way as before, with destruction. And you got to accept it. So I don't understand with Christianity what's so hard to believe. It's all through the Bible, right?
I have a question. Verse 2. He said, Most High made Moses a god.
Yep.
Why are they having that problem with
verse 1, you mean?
Yeah, verse 1. So if he made him a god and we the gods, what is the issue about Yahweh being like a god, but they want to make him the Most High God?
Yeah, and that's the only problem. Is they want him to be the Most High God, but
he's a god just like Moses.
Yeah.
He said the Most High made him a god.
Yep.
So how can they correlate that in the New Testament, trying to make Jesus, who they call Jesus, on the equal playing field as the Most High God? Like he's the Most High God himself.
Yeah, Most High God was, I know, Most High God was crying to himself in heaven while dying down here. Crazy.
And he said in John 10:24 that ye are gods, right?
And ye are gods, and you shall die like men. He was quoting from, yeah.
So I don't know, where's the mindset of the Christian?
People don't understand definitions. People don't understand definitions, right?
Yeah.
So they just make up their own heart, right?
But that's a thing that took over the whole Christian. That's the thing that took over the whole Christian mindset of all the Christians.
You know, I'd say it falls into Psalm 83:1. That was part of the plan. That was part of the plan. Like, we got to bring out this doctrine. And when we get them in slavery and they can't read, then we let them read and we teach them how to worship God, and we're going to throw this in there. We're going to change everything, but not change what's written. We're just going to change the meaning. They're going to go with it. They're going to go with it because they always wanted to go with what we said anyway. That's their problem.
Yeah. And
like they like to follow us.
Yeah. And our people, no matter, you can bring out 20 scriptures to saying that the Most High is only for Israel only, but they keep sticking to John 3:16 like that's the number one.
The whole Bible.
Yeah.
Like this encompasses the whole Bible right here. Boom. That verse. Read it, brother.
They're sticking to the apologetics doctrine now too. Like, man, apologetics is giving you all stuff that don't even line up scripturally. They twist in the scriptures, and then you think that is something for your defense that you're justifying your folly with. You know what I mean? And they're not even going to you with precepts that really line up. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that's getting our people fooled. And they falling back into the way the heathens do things too, like that.
Well, our people ain't not being fooled. They determined just to be a fool, period.
Yeah.
What did it say? Somebody grab that wire. I think Stone Cold was onto something when he did the whole Austin 3:16 thing. Because then he said, what, every time he in the match or a interview, what did he say?
Put your phone on the tape.
What would he say? Because Stone Cold said so. And that's the way we take John 3:16. Because they said so. Why does it mean the whole world's everybody? Because that's what the pastor said so. John 3:16. Because pastor said so. Right? Get down. Get down. So our people are determined to do evil. And where's the receipt at?
The receipt is when you were talking about the judgment of the enemy as well as our liberation. What salvation looks like.
Oh yeah, so what salvation looks like. We in Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah.
Let me pull it. Let me pull that thing. You said it's 18?
Yes, 18.
Oh, 18 and 5?
18 and 7.
I thought it was chapter 5. But let's see. I got some slow mouse work. Hold on. I ain't got 16:11 pulled up. All right, don't worry about it. Go ahead and bring that out. Where are we at?
Wisdom of Solomon, 18:7 and 8. So of thy people was accepted both salvation of the righteous and the destruction of the enemies.
Right.
For wherewith
salvation of the righteous, destruction of the enemies. Meaning what? They go hand in hand. And if you want this salvation, you have to accept of that fact. Go ahead.
For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us, whom thou hast called.
All praises, Kwame Ashala. But that's what it comes with it. It's not everybody singing Kumbaya walking into the kingdom with crosses. With crosses and Jesus pieces. That ain't it.
Yeah. And you got people who's leaving camps as officers and captains going back to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how they can stomach.
What that scripture say? That bear for a time and then
knowing that it's alive, knowing they're going back to. But I guess they want to get back to the pork chop sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely calling them. That's definitely calling them out.
Yeah. They want to go. They want to go back to having fun on Saturdays. They don't want to do the Sabbath no more. They want to go to amusement parks and.
That's a major one too.
You know, I want to go fishing. I want to go on trips.
You know what they never had? They never had patience. Sirach 123. This is something. See, a lot of people come into this. That's where sometimes camps can become a stumbling block. And what I mean by that is, people come in and all they want to do is camp. Like they don't value the classes, they don't value the lessons, they don't value learning the fruits of the Spirit, being taught, humbling themselves down. Just, I want to go to camp. That's it. I'm at camp. I'm good. I'm teaching the word. And they never learn patience. They never learn brotherhood, long suffering, sharpening iron,
speaking the same things as your brothers are speaking, knowing where we're gonna go, knowing how we're gonna bring it up together, having a meek and humble spirit, none of that stuff.
But you gotta earn your way to the camp. You gotta learn the classroom first. Yeah, you go to camp.
It is important
because you're only going out to camp to fish, to bring them in to class and build them up. That's the only reason why campus existed.
And so the scripture said, Sirach 121, I'll start there, verse 21, points in 23. The fear of Yahweh driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. Some people don't understand. You got to learn what the fear of the Most High is. How you learn the fear? It don't just come with reading. The fear of the Most High is keeping the commandments. If number one is loving God with all your heart, number two is loving your brother as yourself, it ain't just good enough to read it. You got to be around the brotherhood.
Yeah, you
got to be around people that sometimes might scratch your skin the wrong way, right? So, verse 22: a furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. And a furious man is what? Unpatient man. Verse 23, a patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. But if you're not patient, eventually the fury that's inside of you that wants to act out, wants to reject the wisdom, wants to reject the battle, the offenses, because come to serve the Lord, offenses are going to come, right? Temptation is going to come. You haven't learned patience, so they come in, and eventually they phase out, because you have to understand that this is we don't know how long this journey is going to be, this battle is going to be. So you got to have patience. You have to have patience. You have to bear for a time and not knowing how long that time even is, and that's what happens. So they don't have patience, and a lot of times it's because they're only about camp. And they never put themselves in situations to learn the patience, to learn long suffering, to learn the fruits of the Spirit. So it's just about camp. And,
that's the wrong mindset.
Yeah, camp ain't going to keep you in there for 20, 30 years. Right. It's to fish. And then there's a responsibility that you're not fishing to throw back. And you're fishing to raise your people up out of a dead state, which isn't just, hey, you're an Israelite, come to camp. So you got to learn the ins and outs of living this word, not just teaching the word to those that are lost and just letting them know who they are and a couple Bible verses and come out to camp. And if you're standing post for 10 years, you've been doing the work. It's a little bit more than that, right?
Because in Nehemiah, he went out with 20 people, man. They all wasn't doing no speaking, man. Some of them standing there, telling the brothers, bring it out, repeating the verses back that the brother brought out and stuff like that. They was making sure they was heard. Wasn't no loudspeaker, so they was speaking it with him so that everybody could hear around.
That verse gives a list of people, right?
Yeah.
Is there. I bet you they wasn't there 1 week, not the next week. Not the next week. Back again that week. I bet.
And let alone that, they was there from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They was there.
And then it told the people, go your way and basically enjoy the Sabbath. Yeah. And they guess what, they probably was still there finishing the Sabbath out.
Yep, breaking bread, asking questions. Making sure that they was on the same accord.
Yeah.
But you have to have appreciation for that.
Of the words. Searching their forefathers out, seeing where they made mistakes, seeing what they did and what they can improve, so that we could have the kingdom. Because that's the ultimate goal, to get the kingdom back. It's not just knowing that we Israelites, it's about returning to the kingdom. That's within inside of us. How are we going to bring the kingdom out of us if we're not rebuking each other and exhorting each other to bring the kingdom out of each other? It's important that we do that. That's what Moses wanted with these people. He wanted them to go back to the Most High. Because you in hard bondage, you in the burdens. He wants you to come out of this thing, you know what I mean? So that you can go into this land of milk and honey that the Most High is professing to Moses. Moses like, yeah, Most High, this sounds good. We gotta get up out of here. We under these people thumb, you know what I mean? He just told them make bricks with no straw. You know what I mean? And just straight mortar. Y'all now, not only we not gonna bring your straw, but y'all gotta go find what you're gonna make with this brick yourself, you know what I mean? So brothers gotta come here and literally put their figurative brick in. You know what I mean? So we can build the Most High house, you know what I mean, and go back to ourselves.
Yeah, and the main thing is when you go out there, you're telling people to, I'm out here to save you from your destruction.
Yeah.
You know, because destruction is coming. So I'm out here to warn you. I'm trying to bring you in.
Right. And I got a scripture on the point as a whole, like it being more than just a labor, right? 1 Thessalonians 5:12-13. And it says, and we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. So it says, know them to labor amongst you. That means once the labor part is done, once the teaching is done, it don't mean go about your business, go to your family in the world or back to your house to be in your little corner alone and get on the computer or Facebook or whatever it is. Just I went out and did the work. That's it. No, it says know them that you labor among. So you know the labor is good, but it's a little bit more to it than that. Like the meaning of God is a judge. Like what are all the meanings of it? Where are we at? Exodus
7 and okay. So where we left off?
Yeah, Exodus 7:1.
I think 3.
So back to you brought us here. Back to that. It said, "I have made thee a god." It says Elohim, which means rulers, judges, then divine ones, angels, gods, but rulers and judges. How can you judge amongst yourselves if you don't know everybody amongst yourselves, right? Because even what made Christ that perfect high priest, right? The fact that he came and lived, was man just like us, and knew the temptations and the sufferings, that made him a perfect high priest. And then through all that, he beat death, he beat sin, right? So, you know, I forget where we was at, but anybody else? We'll go back.
Yeah, Salaki, when you say know them that labor amongst you, you know how martial Allah is our initiative.
Mm-hmm.
We go out, we go to camp with them other brothers and sisters, and we see how, other brothers, the other camp members, they're coming in and they're rotating when they get up there and speak.
Right.
Is that part of the knowing?
Yeah, I mean, but the part of the knowing isn't the us taking turns speaking. It's the what's going on the back end. We getting to know each other. We talking amongst each other, right? Because at these unity camps, it's always conversations going on the side. Like we're doing the work, we're teaching, yeah, but we're knowing each other like in the background while whoever's teaching, they're teaching. But what we doing when we everybody ain't just standing post like this, right? We getting to know each other. And even after it's over, a lot of times, unless it's late and everybody gotta get back to their respective cities, there's usually a get together at maybe a restaurant or something. Or maybe just everybody hangs out where we're at for a while, but it's always that the labor is done, but then it's not like, oh, I did the labor, I'm going back to my own life.
Yeah, me personally, like, for example, like I watched the elders from the House of David and the elders from Yahweh's camp. I sit down with them and I pick their brain about the lessons so I can get the input on it and see what I can do better myself, you know what I mean? So I can have the knowledge that they passing down to me. You know what I mean?
So on that aspect, then even that is getting to know those that you labor amongst. If that's what you meant by the unity camp thing, then kind of that too. Right. Because that's you different people have different ways they teach and might see things differently. and it gives you a different perspective, and you can see their perspective. So in that, yeah, right. So in that manner too. But a lot of things, the problem though we have like in as people is the part of coming through the labor and then I'm going home my own life, right? And we miss out on the part of knowing those that we labor amongst, like beyond the laboring. So we want both.
Yeah.
You want to know both sides. You want to know how his understanding, how he views things, and he teaches. He might show you something different, or how you can bring something out. But then you also want to know who they are, like as people, as brothers. So,
yeah, want to know their talents and everything. Mm-hmm. You know, your talents, so y'all can probably hook up later on.
Yep.
And y'all joining forces, support one another. What y'all doing?
Yep. And when you get to like eventually you get to like unity camps or get-togethers, and it ain't just you sitting and you don't know nobody. Now you know people. You feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. Building the family,
right? Con. Yep.
Con, you know, like shit might hit the fan. You know what I mean? The anarchy popping off or something like that. You know what I mean? Jacob's trouble. You might need to know that this brother's thorough, and he ain't being one of these brothers out here just robbing, raping, and pillaging. You know what I mean? You need to know these brothers, you know what I mean? They might got a survival technique that you might need to know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, that y'all gonna be fit for the battle. You're already spiritually together. You know what I mean? You're not just mentally ready and physically ready, you're spiritually ready together because this is something that we're preparing for. You know what I mean? This is something that you're getting ready for. You're not gonna be in panic mode because you knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
it's a second Exodus, so to speak.
Right. So, all right, let's go back. I believe we're at verse 5. I want to get through these plays. I believe I got the first 9 covered. Yeah, so most High willing, we can get through them. I think we will, though. Let's go ahead. No, I mean verse 5.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes, I was saying go ahead and pick back up.
Okay. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I stretch forth mine hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And Moses and Aaron did as Yahweh commanded them, so did they. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh to do for we shall slaughter it. And Yahweh.
And 80 years old is 80, in case anybody needs to know. So Moses was 80 at this time, and Aaron 83. Go ahead.
Yahweh spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, but Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you. Then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent.
Just get another one. Get another one.
And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as Yahweh had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh had said. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refused to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river brink. Against he come, and the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand. And thou shalt say unto him, Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, have sent me unto thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldst not hear. Thus saith Yahweh, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood.
Go ahead.
And the fish that that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone.
Go ahead.
And Moses and Aaron did so as Yahweh commanded. And he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that were in the river died, and the river stank. And the Egyptians could not drink the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments, and Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them as Yahweh had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Egyptians dig around about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river.
So most I played all water. There wasn't no good water. Everything was blood. Go ahead.
All these vessels,
all
the
barrels,
everything.
All of it.
And 7 days were fulfilled after Yahweh had smitten the river.
And he did this for 7 days. Just enough so they don't die out yet, right? But they was digging for water. They was thirsty. They ain't have nothing. So the first plague, so we're going to show that all these plagues was a way of dealing with certain gods they worship, to mock them and to basically destroy the belief of these gods, right? And to give them, a dose of what they're into these gods. A lot of times he'll give you of what you your acts or what you believe in. That's the destruction he'll give you, right? Like if you're a murderer, you probably will die by the hand of somebody murdering, right? If you like to rob people, you probably that's going to happen to you when you least expect it. The Most High give you what you're into. So the same thing with Egypt. They were into serving all these different gods, and that's how he brought them down, by giving them these plagues that revolved around certain gods they worship. So the first one being water turned to blood, dealt with the gods they worship, Canaan, the guardian of river source. He had a god Hapi, spirit of the Nile, Osiris. The Nile was supposedly Osiris represented his bloodstream. So we're gonna look at into that real quick, to the Egyptian god Hapi, and I'll read this part. So first being the water of blood in the Egyptian god Hapi. Hapi, also spelled happy, I guess. It's only one P. I don't know how you pronounce that. But either way, was the god of the annual flooding of the Nile in ancient Egyptian religion. The flood deposited rich silt or fertile soil on the river's banks, allowing the Egyptians to grow crops. Hapi was greatly celebrated among Egyptians. Some of the titles of Hapi were Lord of the Fish and Birds of the Marshes. And what happened to all the fishes? They couldn't eat the fishes. The waters turned to blood. They can't eat nothing. They can't drink it. They can't eat the fish out of it. And it stank for days. So Hapi was their god of the water, basically, of fish and birds. And Lord of the river, bringing vegetation. Hapi is typically depicted as an androgynous figure with a prominent belly and large drooping breasts, wearing a loincloth and ceremonial false beards. So they also obviously were into transgenderism in ancient Egypt. A lot of their gods was either woman, half man, half woman, half snake, half man, half frog, dog, whatever. So it's depicted in hieroglyphics as an intersex person. And if you see the image here, I guess that's probably a drooping breast. But that's a drawing of Hapi, their false god for the rivers. In mythology, the annual flooding of the Nile occasionally was said to be the arrival of Hapi. See that? So they believe this is the arrival of Hapi. Whenever the Nile would flood over, I mean, that's when it, the waters rise in the river and it floods.
You can see Hapi right there. He's depicted as two different individuals that represents the yin and the yang, that represents the androgyny right there, male and female,
right?
As above, below, and so on and so forth. It represents the fertility of the land and the flow of the river. You know what I mean? So it represents the androgyny right there in itself too. You know what I mean? So it's also a representation of the Baphomet and also of a Gemini. You know what I mean?
That's a good catch. Since this flooding provided fertile soil in an area that was otherwise desert, Hapi symbolized fertility, like you just brought out. He had large female breasts. See, he had large female breasts. It's crazy. He had large female breasts because he was said to bring a rich and nourishing harvest. Due to his fertile nature, he was sometimes considered the father of the gods. So basically, they consider him the father, right? It's wicked as hell. And was considered to be a caring father who helped to maintain the balance of the cosmos, the world or universe regarded as an orderly, harmonious system. He was thought to live within a cavern at the supposed source of the Nile near Aswan. The cult of Hapi was mainly located at the first cataract named Elephantine. His priests were involved in rituals to ensure the steady levels of flow required for the annual flood. At Elephantine, the official nilometer, a measuring device, was carefully monitored to predict the level of the flood, and his priests must have been intimately concerned with his monitoring. So, Hapi was not regarded as the... Wow. Do me a favor, sweep that up, and they can go in the trash, whatever you don't pick up. Hapi was not... She got it. Hapi was not regarded as the god of the Nile itself, but of the inundation event. He was also considered a friend of Geb, the Egyptian god of the earth, and the lord of Neper, the god of grain. So the Egyptians worshiped this god of the river, god of the fish, and fertility. And the Most High plagued them by turning their water into blood. Right? That's the first one. Now let's go ahead and continue chapter 8, verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 8, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, thus saith Yahweh, let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all the waters with frogs. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into thine house and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thine ovens, and into thy kneading troughs. And the frogs shall come up both on thee, and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch forth thy hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters, and Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, entreat Yahweh that he may take away the frogs from me and from thy people. And I will let the people go that they may do sacrifice unto Yahweh. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, glory over me, when shall I entreat for thee and for thy servants and for thy people to destroy the frogs from thee and thy house, that they may remain in the river only. And he said, tomorrow. And he said, be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto Yahweh our power. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy houses, and from thy servants, and from thy people. They shall remain in the river only. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto Yahweh because of the frogs, which he had brought against Pharaoh. And Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh said he would. Okay. So, second plague, the frogs in the land of Egypt. Dealing with the Egyptians worshipped a god called Happy, and we dealt that before with the water, and also Hiquet, frog goddess to Egypt, both related to fertility. And when you look up Hiquet, this is Hiquet. Hiquet is sometimes spelled Hiket, an Egyptian goddess of fertility, identified as with Hathor, represented in the form of a frog. You see that? And as usual, per Egypt, got the Ankh, represent fertility, representing the act of procreation. And this was the frog god that the Egyptians worshipped. So they plagued them with the water, the blood, mocking them of the worship of who was the last god? The god of the river. And now the frogs dealing with the quack. It reads, to the Egyptians, the frog was an ancient symbol of fertility, related to the annual flooding of the Nile. Hiquet was originally the female counterpart of Khnum, or the wife of Khnum, and eventually she also became the mother of Heru-Ur. It has been proposed that her name is the origin of the name Hecate, the Greek goddess of witchcraft. So this is who what they were worshiping, basically the frog god Hiquet. So the Most High, he brought up frogs and destroyed the land that way. Or plagued the land with frogs to mock them of this worship. Read more. It says Hiquet was considered the wife of Khnum, who formed the bodies of new children on his potter's wheel. In the Osiris myth, it was Hiquet who breathed life into the new body of Horus at birth, as she was a goddess of the last moments of birth. As the birth of Horus became more intimately associated with the resurrection of Osiris, so Hiquet's role became one more closely associated with resurrection. Eventually, this association led to her amulets gaining the phrase, I am the resurrection, in the Christian era, along with cross and lamb symbolism. So see, it trickled down, this Egyptian worshiping, you see it trickled down into modern Christianity. See that? A temple dedicated to Horus and Hiquet, dating to the Ptolemaic period, was found at Kos. As a fertility goddess associated
explicitly with the last stages of the flooding of the Nile, and so with the germination of corn, she became associated with the final stages of childbirth. This association, which appears to have arisen during the Middle Kingdom, gained her the title "She who hastens the birth." Read down. Frog amulets represent Hequet were probably worn by women during childbirth to ensure an easy delivery. So they was just like the Greeks, but before the Greeks. Worship any and everything. You know, like how they got the movie the War of the Gods, or what's it called? The Gods of Egypt. CJ, do me a favor, take him out of here. Take him out of here. So here's a couple of images from Egypt. So they worship all types of different animals. Frogs, dogs, lions, snakes. Here's an image on an Egyptian tomb of on the right. That looks like the frog goddess. And then remember, she was the wife of the goddess. We just read it, but their myth about him is he's forming man on the wheel. They pretty much are taking like ideas of the Most High and making them into idols. Really? Because what Paul say about or who said it? God forms man like the clay. He's messing up my train of thought, but is it not in the potter's hand to do as he will? That represents the Most High being a potter. So they turned all the different, like symbolisms or beliefs of God's position in making the world. They took all these ideas and made little gods for each one and gods for everything, just like the Greeks. Back to Exodus. So because of that, he plagued Egypt with frogs. They had a frog goddess. Go ahead. Verse 16.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man and in beast. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. Mm-hmm. And the Egyptians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. Mm-hmm. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. Mm-hmm. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of Yahweh. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them as Yahweh had said.
So this is number 3, lice.
Salakia. Man, you got lice that just came out of all the dust. Do you know how much dust is everywhere? And this dude heart was still harder than when doing most hard said to do. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
And he brought the lice from what, the earth?
Yeah, from the dust.
Right. So
all the dust.
All the dust of the earth.
Dust turned into a lice.
So it just so happens the Egyptians have a god named Seb, who is the earth god of Egypt. So we're going to look into that. We got Geb. Always got that Ankh symbolizing pornography. Egyptians were big on pornography, fornication, ancient pornography. That Ankh is the act of making babies. Disgusting. Geb, might as well rock a dildo around your neck. Why not? Why not? Right? Just put it simply. It's fact. That's what the Ankh is. The Ankh is the act of phallus and it's a P and a V. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a P and a V. Geb, also known as Seb, was the Egyptian god of the earth and a mythological member of the Ennead of Heliopolis. He could also be considered a father of snakes. It was believed in ancient Egypt that Geb's laughter created earthquakes, that he allowed crops to grow. So it wasn't the Most High. It wasn't the creator of all. It was Geb to them, right? That's who does the earthquakes. So he mocked them. They got this earth god, and he took the dust of the earth, and he made lice and plagued them with lice through all Egypt. Also of note, it says that Gab has a sibling, Nut. Remember a couple classes back, these beginning of our Exodus reading, the Nut goddess was the goddess of the stars. So in their mythology, he's the brother of the goddess Nut. And this is an image of one of the images of her, looks like on a coffin covering the skies. And in that book we went over, we saw the image of her covering the skies in that book about the different ancient civilizations. I forget the name of it, but we went through that. Oh, this image, this is in that book. So yeah, this is what they believe to be the sibling sister of Geb, the earth god, is the sky and star god Nut. But we're going to deal with her more down because she also has something to do with one of the plagues. So now back to Exodus chapter 8, verse 20.
But Exodus chapter 8, verse 20. And Yahweh said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. Well, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, thus saith Yahweh, let my people go, that they may serve me. Mm-hmm. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy houses, and the houses of Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground thereof they are. And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end thou mayest know that I am Yahweh in the midst of the earth. And I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be. And Yahweh did so, and there came a grievous swarm of flies into thy house of Pharaoh, and into the servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. And Pharaoh called for Moses and for Aaron, and said, go, ye sacrifice to your God in the land. And Moses said, it is not meet so to do, for we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to Yahweh our power. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will they not stone us? We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahweh our power, as he shall command us. And Pharaoh said, I will let you go, that ye may sacrifice to Yahweh your power in the wilderness, only ye shall go very far away and treat for me. And Moses said, behold, I go out from thee, and I will entreat Yahweh that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully anymore in not letting the people go to sacrifice to Yahweh. And Moses went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahweh, and Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one fly. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go.
So this is the fourth plague, flies. So you got flies all over Egypt, landing and shitting on everything. All the food you can't.
Fly, man.
There's so many flies. You can't put you can't put no tops over the food and protect this. There's so many flies. As soon as if you're gonna get some food, fly multitudes are landing on it. It's a plague of flies everywhere. You ain't getting away from this. You ain't putting no paper towels over your plate. Nothing. These flies is on everything. Probably landing on you. You got flies landing on your eyes.
Your mouth.
Yeah, your mouth. It's bad. Fourth plague. They worshipped a fly god named Uachit or Watchit. Watchit. Wow.
Auction.
So the fly god of Egypt.
I think it's auction.
The Wajid is another way to say it. The Egyptian goddess, how you say it? Archit, or also known as Wajid, is associated with the concept of flies and is often depicted with wings and a cobra symbol on her head. She is the lady of the marshes and guards all life in the Nile Delta. And that makes sense because what's in marshes? Flies everywhere. Flies everywhere. So they worship this goddess. So the Most High, he brought the plague of flies throughout all the land over everything. A little bit, AI gives a little elaboration. So even the Hebrew word swarm in the book of Exodus is sometimes translated as flies, and Wajit is associated with this imagery. So they had the Egyptian god of flies, basically. And this was the statue of that goddess. See, she's got her breasts out. Typical Egyptian, typical Egyptian, what's the word? Over-sexualization of everything. Anyway, and she got the wings like a fly, right? So they had the fly god they worshiped. The Most High, he destroyed that. He destroyed them with flies.
Exodus 9. With flies, wings on top of her head too.
Yup. Exodus 9:1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 9, verse 1. Yahweh said unto Moses, go into Pharaoh and tell him, thus said Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go, and will hold them still, behold, the hand of Yahweh is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be very grievous murrain, and Yahweh shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is in the children of Israel. And Yahweh appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow Yahweh shall do this thing in the land. And Yahweh did that thing on the morrow. And all the cattle of Egypt died, but of the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go.
So now he diseased the cattle. Number 5. The Egyptians had gods associated with bulls and cows. They had Ptah, Hathor, Nevis, Ammon. All these are gods associated with bulls and cows. And the Most High, he diseased all their cattle because of this, or to mock them with this. Because not because of it. They were destroyed because of what they did to the children of Israel. So it's not on that. But yeah, so they had the god Apis. In the ancient Egyptian religion, Apis or Hapis, alternatively spelled Hapi Amp, was a sacred bull or multiple sacred bulls worshipped in the Memphis region. Identified as the son of Hathor, a primary deity in the pantheon of ancient Egypt. Initially, he was assigned a significant role in her worship. Y'all gotta stop playing. This ain't playtime. May I continue? Cool. Initially, he was assigned a significant role in her worship, being sacrificed and reborn. Later, Apis also served as an intermediary between humans and other powerful deities, originally Ptah, later Osiris, then Atum. And here's an image of Apis, similar to the bull that we made in Egypt. Right? So where do you think we got that from? Egyptian customs. What was the point of the fringes? Not do the customs, to keep the commandments and not go a whoring like we used to. So we brought this into the wilderness. right? The Apis bull was an important sacred animal to the ancient Egyptians. As with other sacred beasts, Apis' importance increased over the centuries. During colonization of the conquered Egypt, Greek and Roman authors had much to say about Apis. The markings by which the black calf was recognized, the manner of his conception by a ray from heaven, his house at Memphis with a court for his deportment, the mode of prognostication for his actions, his death, the mourning at his death, his costly burial, and the rejoicings throughout the country when a new Apis was found. August Mariette's excavation of the Serapeum of Saqqara revealed the tombs of more than 60 animals, ranging from the time of Amenhotep the third 60 animals that I'm sure they worshiped, to the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty. Originally, each animal was buried in a separate tomb with a chapel built above it. So they were worshiping all types of animals. From Ramses II onward, bulls were interred in interconnected underground galleries. Also mentioned Hathor. Hathor was a major goddess in ancient Egyptian mythology associated with love, beauty, music, dance, joy, and motherhood. She was often depicted as a cow-headed goddess or a woman with cow horns. A powerful motif in Egyptian mythology, Hathor was worshipped throughout ancient Egypt, and her cult was not limited to women. Key aspects of Hathor: motherhood. Hathor was a goddess of motherhood, birth, and rebirth, both physical and spiritual. Joy and celebration. She was associated with joy, music, dance, and celebration, representing the positive aspects of life. Sky goddess. Hathor was also a sky goddess linked to the sun and planetary movements. You notice with the calf and even with the fly goddess, always that disc above their head representing the sun, right? Yeah. So, so they had these goddesses that were revolved around bulls and cows. So he brought the plague and killed all their cows. Now back to verse 8.
Verse 8. Yahweh said unto Moses, unto Aaron, take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh, and it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt. Mm-hmm. It shall be a boil breaking forth with flames upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven, and it became a boil breaking forth with flames upon man and upon beast. Mm-hmm. And magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils. For the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. Mm-hmm. And Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh has spoken unto Moses. Mm-hmm. Okay,
so that was boils. That was plague number 6. So in Egypt, they had the goddesses Sekhmet, goddess of epidemics. They also had Serapis, Imhotep, Egyptian gods of healing. So he plagued them with boils. He plagued them with a sore disease. Let's look into that. So in Egyptian mythology, Sekhmet or Sakhmis from ancient Egyptian is a warrior goddess as well as goddess of medicine. So they had a goddess of medicine, and he plagued them with boils. So they could pray to this goddess of medicine all day long. Wasn't nothing stopping them boils except for Moses praying to the Most High that he end that plague. Sekhmet is also, this is a photo of Sekhmet. Got the pornography in her hand. Sekhmet is also a solar deity, sometimes given the epithet the Eye of Ra. So everybody, a lot of people like to get tattoos of that Eye of Ra, right? She is often associated with the goddesses Hathor and Bastet. So they had this goddess of medicine, and the Most High plagued them with a disease that medicine couldn't heal. Sekhmet is the daughter of the sun god Ra, they believed, and is among the more important of the goddesses in Egyptian pantheon. Sekhmet acted as a vengeful manifestation of Ra's power, the Eye of Ra. Sekhmet is said to breathe fire, and the hot winds of the desert were likened to her breath. She is also believed to cause plagues, which were described as being her servants or messengers, although she is also called upon to ward off disease and heal the sick. So they had these gods, and Mosai, he plagued them with everything they worship. He used that to plague and bring them down. He's mocking the Egyptians with all their different goddesses. They got all these different goddesses you got that let them save you from these plagues. They can't do it. Back to Exodus. So that was plague 6. We got 3 more to go.
Verse 13.
3 more to go, and then we're going to close out. Actually, 2. Because what's the last 2? Darkness and
locust.
Right. So those are going to be, no, we're going to do locust. Darkness and death of firstborn. So we're going to 8th plague today. So go ahead. Chapter 9, verse 13.
The book of Exodus, chapter 9, verse 13. Yahweh said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, thus saith Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth.
Mm-hmm.
For now I will stretch out my hand, that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. And in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. As yet exaltest thou thyself against my people, that thou wilt not let them go. Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain, a very grievous hail, such as have not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof, even until now. Send therefore now and gather thy cattle and all that thou hast in the field, for upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field, and shall not be brought home, the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
He that feareth the word of Yahweh among the servants of Pharaoh, may his servants and his cattle flee into the houses. And he that regarded not the word of Yahweh, left his servants and his cattle in the field. And Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field throughout all the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his hand, his rod toward heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran along upon the ground, and Yahweh rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt since it became a nation. And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field, and brake every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was no hail. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. Yahweh is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. I entreat thee, Yahweh, for it is enough that there be no more mighty thunderings and hail, and I will let you go, and ye shall stay no longer. And Moses said unto him, as soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hands unto Yahweh, and the thunder shall cease, neither shall there be any more hail. That thou mayest know how that the earth is Yahweh's. But as for thee and thy servants, I know that ye will not yet fear Yahweh thy power. And the flax and the barley was smitten, for the barley was in the ear, and the flax was bald. But the wheat and the rye were not smitten, for they were not grown up. And Moses went out and the city from Pharaoh, and spread abroad his hands unto Yahweh. And the thunders and the hail ceased, and the rain was not poured upon the earth. And when Pharaoh saw that the rain and the hail and the thunders were ceased, he sinned yet more, and hardened his heart, he and his servants. And the heart of Pharaoh was hard, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as Yahweh had spoken by Moses.
So this is number 7, the hail. Read verse 21 one more time.
And he that regarded not the word of Yahweh left his servants and his cattle in the field.
So he that regarded not the word of Yahweh left his servants and his cattle in the field. Why? Because they didn't believe this thing. They had a goddess of the sky. We were just talking about that, the goddess Nut. They believed they could pray to the sky goddess, and the sky goddess wasn't going to bring down hail. Or they believed that the sky goddess, they probably was, earlier we read that they kind of could tell the when the flood was coming. They had figured that out, kind of the way we got weathermen today. So either we can pray to the sky goddess, or they probably, if they was at the level of doing that, it was like, oh nah, ain't no storms coming, ain't no hail coming. Moses, he don't know what he's talking about. They didn't regard the word of God because they believed in this sky goddess. So he brought hail on them because they believed in a sky god. So he brought down the hail from the sky. They had the sky goddess Nut, also Isis and Seth. They were Egyptian agriculture deities. They also had Shu, Egyptian god of the atmosphere. So we're going to go into Nut, the goddess Nut, this sky goddess Nut. Also, like, where'd they get this name from? Nut. You a nut. Also known by various other transcriptions, is the goddess of the sky, stars, cosmos, mothers, astronomy, and the universe in the ancient Egyptian religion. Symbol, sky, stars, sometimes cows. Siblings, Geb. We read that earlier. Geb's sibling was Nut. She was seen as a star-covered nude woman arching over the earth. So they believed that this goddess covered the whole earth. So what's he talking about? It's going to be hail to destroy everything. We got a goddess up there that's going to look after us. She was depicted wearing the water pot sign that identifies her. Wow, and if you think about it, look at that. That kind of looks like Hamite women over there walking around carrying the water and all this stuff on their head. Maybe this is probably where that came from. I always wondered, like, who gave them the idea to carry all that stuff on their head? Like, I know it's easy on your back, but I mean, this stuff on your head, it starts to hurt after a while. So I'm, it's just funny that I see now the goddess Nut is symbolized with the pot on her head. And the Hamites walking around there carrying all this stuff on their head, especially the water pots. So let's go over this overview. Shu, first Shu, then Isis. Shu was an important god in ancient Egyptian mythology, primarily associated with air, wind, and the atmosphere. He was also known as the god of dryness. Shu played a key role in the creation myth, separating the sky goddess Nut from the earth god Geb, allowing for the creation of the physical world. God of air and wind. Yeah, so he's the god of air and wind, often depicted with the ostrich feather on his head. All right. Isis. to the right, was a powerful and revered goddess in ancient Egyptian mythology, known for her magical abilities, maternal love, and role in the Osiris myth. She was considered a symbol of protection, healing, and the afterlife, and was worshipped extensively throughout ancient Egypt and later in the Greco-Roman world. Trying to find why they thought that had to do with this plague. Either way, so I read Shu. Shu was a god associated with air, wind, and atmosphere. Then we also have something there. I didn't click that. Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Seth, also known as Set, was a significant figure in ancient Egyptian religion, primarily associated with chaos, desert, storms, and disorder. He is often desert. It's lucky. I said desert. Desert, storms, and disorder. He is often portrayed as a trickster and was considered a dangerous force, especially in the later period of Egyptian mythology. Seth was also a brother to Osiris, Isis, and Nephthys, and his rivalry with Horus, the son of Osiris and Isis, is a key element of the Osiris myth. So Seth was associated with desert and its unpredictable forces, contrasting with Horus's role as lord of the fertile black land. But yeah, so they had the god Seth, and who was that other one? Seth and Shu, who dealt with air, wind, atmosphere, and storms. I'm not quite sure why they added Isis, but so the Most High, he plagued them with hell. Hell that destroyed everything. You want to worship sky gods and gods of atmosphere and storms? Okay, I got one for you. Stop this storm. Exodus 10:1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 10, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I might show these my signs before him, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how I am Yahweh. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh, and said unto him, thus saith Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews. How long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring the locusts into thy coast, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth. And they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree which groweth for you out of the field. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy fathers' fathers have seen since the day that they were upon the earth, and unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servants said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve Yahweh their power. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, go serve Yahweh your power. But who are they that shall go? And Moses said, we will go with our young and with our old, with our sons and with our daughters. with our flocks and with our herds will we go. For we must hold a feast unto Yahweh. And he said unto them, let Yahweh be so with you, as I will let you go, and your little ones look to it, for evil is before you. Not so, go now that are men.
Go now, ye that are men. Go ahead.
Go now, ye that are men, and serve Yahweh, for that ye did desire, and they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. And Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the land of Egypt, for the locusts, that they may come up upon the land of Egypt, and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hail have left. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all the day and all the night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. And the locusts went up over all the land of Egypt and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Very grievous were they. Before them there were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. And they did eat every herb of the land and all the fruit of the trees, which the hail had left. And there remained not any green thing in the trees or in the herbs of the field through all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste. And he said, I have sinned against Yahweh, your power, and against you. Now therefore forgive, I pray thee, my sin only this once, and entreat Yahweh, your power, that he may take away from me this death only. And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahweh. And Yahweh turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts and cast them in the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt. But Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children go.
Okay. So this the 8th plague, and the last we're going to deal with today, the locusts. And dealing with the locusts, the Egyptians had a god, deity protector of locusts named Serapia. All right. Serapia. Or as I was able to find on Wikipedia, also Neper. So in ancient Egyptian religion, Neper was a god of grain. His female counterpart was Nepet, the goddess of grain. His consort may have been Tate, the goddess of weaving, right? So they had a goddess of grain. The Most High destroyed all their crops with locusts, making a mockery of their belief in this god of grain. Pictured in human form, Neper is often depicted as a child suckled by Renenutet or Renenutet. Neper's body was dotted to represent grains. The hieroglyphs that write his name similarly include the symbols of grain. Naturally, as Lord of the Mouth, Neper's mother was identified as Renenutet, who gave out the Ren, a person's true name, and who was also identified as a source of nourishment. In particular, Neper was especially associated with the most used types of grain, namely barley and emmer wheat. His name simply means Lord of the Mouth, a reference to the function of grain as sustenance. So he ruined all their substance because their worship to this god of the Lord of the Mouth, representing the god, their false god that just feeds them, make sure they have crops. Most High destroyed their crops. Once the myth of Osiris and Isis coalesced, since Osiris was a god of agriculture and the dead, his story was associated with the annual harvest and the annual disappearance of any visible life in the crop. Thus, at this point, Neper was considered merely an aspect of Osiris, a much more significant god gaining the title one who lives after dying. So, right, so that's it for that. So what we see is all these plagues. The Most High used all these plagues to destroy their beliefs of these gods and to mock them and destroy them with their false beliefs in these gods. Yeah.
1 Corinthians 1:27.
1 Corinthians 1:27. Go ahead.
But Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Con. So all this truth is coming out, and it's coming out by who? It's coming out by a bunch of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that ain't studied in no theology colleges. We don't got doctorate degrees, and nobody really thinks we know anything. But the Most High is using us to bring out the truth of the Bible, right? And similar, we read it here. He destroyed everything that the Egyptians, who were so great and smart and knowledgeable, everything they believed in, the Most High God took those things they believe in and used them to destroy those people for what they did to his chosen people above all people on the earth. So next week we'll pick back up chapter 10, 20 down the next two plagues, the destruction of Egypt, us being freed, Passover, all going and getting the laws, all those things. So before I close out, as you see going across the bottom, if you'd like to donate, support our ministry, you can send alms through Cash App at # Hebrew Chosen Elect. Anything that's in your heart to give, before you even give it, we're going to say the water in advance. I'm going to end by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Shem Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being Heavenly Father's name, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. This has been the Hebrew Chosen Elect Shabbat service and class, and Kwam Yashala. You can blow it. Let's get that.